is a special week if you are a believer in Jesus, because we celebrate Holy Week, and we use this time to think about Jesus's week before he died on the cross for our sins. So I'm going to read this little story. It's from this book called Indescribable, and it's 100 devotions about God and science. And my girls and I read this, and it's really cool. But this is called When Stars Die. And it says, again, Jesus cried out in a loud voice, then he died, and the curtains in the temple split into two pieces. So stars are born and they also die. We usually think of dying as an ugly thing, but when stars die, it's actually quite beautiful. Stars are basically big balls of gas. When the gas burns up when the star dies. Smaller stars shrink and become white dwarfs. Eventually, they stop shining completely and become black dwarfs. Bigger stars produce iron as they burn, and iron soaks up the star's energy like a sponge until it explodes into a supernova, a stunningly beautiful thing to see. So that's what it shows us, picture. When Jesus died on the cross, the suffering of his death would have been the most horrible thing to see, and the most beautiful. Beautiful? How could Jesus' death be beautiful? It was beautiful because of the reason he did it. He chose to die so we could be saved for our sins. Jesus is the shining star of heaven. The shining star of heaven, died in a supernova of grace. So the great temple curtain was torn in two. The curtain that separated the people of God was torn from top to bottom because God reached down from heaven and ripped it in two. And because Jesus died, you and I can stand in front of God with all of our sins washed away by the holiness of Jesus. And you and I and all who choose to follow him will spend eternity in heaven with him. And that's truly beautiful. So a little prayer that you can pray this week as we think about Holy Week is the one that I'm going to read right here in this book. So bow your heads and close your eyes. Jesus, thank you for suffering on the cross because of my sins. It's hard to believe that you did that for me. Thank you for your beautiful gift. Help me live each day as I praise you. So that's how we're going to end our circle time for today. I hope you spend time with your families thinking about how Jesus died on the cross for you guys as we prepare to celebrate for Easter.